Hi there. So my name is Lindy and I am here to chat with you about the coaching opportunity. Oh my gosh, where do I even start? So my life has been changed through Beachbody. I gained 100 pounds after college. I gained 50. I was bartending second shift. I was drinking every day. I was partying. I was like smoking cigarettes like a crazy person, eating bar food. A friend had recommended at that time Atkins was kind of like the new fad diet that was out, and so I bought into it. I did Atkins for, oh my gosh, 6 weeks I think, and I dropped 25 pounds pretty quickly. I was so excited. One day at work, I was grilling up a burger for a customer in the bar, and all of a sudden I just started getting this really sick feeling. And that was the end of my Atkins experience, because your body actually needs healthy carbs, and I was living on very unhealthy things, and so I had to go off of it right away. And instead of just kind of weaning myself, I went like right back into eating all of the unhealthy foods that I had before. So fast forward to 2008, I had been living on my own for a while. My grandpa was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer, and he was kind of my man in life. I didn't have a good relationship with my dad. He's an alcoholic and a drug addict, and so he just wasn't really a part of my life. And my grandpa was my guy. Still to this day, he's been gone almost 12 years. He's the one that I want to make proud with the things that I accomplish in my life. And so I found myself in a very dark place after he died. 13 months I laid on the couch. I was in a depression so deep I didn't know how I would ever get out. I was anxiety ridden, OCD to the max. And one day it was like he reached down from heaven and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Lindy Ann, get your ass up. This is not the way I taught you to be." My grandpa was a runner. He ran 2 miles every day. If it was nice outside, if it wasn't inside in Northeast Indiana, you know, we have a pretty intense winter here. So, but he never gave that up. He lifted weights in the morning. If you walked into Grandpa's kitchen at about 4:15 in the morning, you'd find Grandpa in his tidy whities and his tennis shoes lifting weights by the washer and dryer. So health and fitness was always a big part of his life. And I grew up a competitive dancer. It wasn't that I was ever an unhealthy child. I was always active. I was an athlete, and so I was always a small person. And so this was, you know, to carry 100 extra pounds. I think my heaviest, I was right around 246 pounds. I was defeated. I was at this place where I just didn't know how I was going to pop out of this. And that day that I felt like he really came down from heaven and you know, snapped me out of it, I had got out a 6 set of DVDs that I had ordered back in my bartending days post Atkins diet, and I started doing those programs. And it was this cute teeny tiny little blonde chick with a ton of awesome energy, and I just felt really drawn to her. I couldn't even finish a warm-up without sitting down. Again, I felt defeated, but she was so positive and upbeat that I continued to show up day after day. I started incorporating some stationary bike. I started going outside and walking. I bought a cheap treadmill off a friend for like $100, and so I would walk in my living room every once in a while, and slowly but surely, counting calorie after painful calorie, I managed to get off some of that weight. So I was going to the gym. I was spending money on a gym membership every month, but I just wasn't seeing results on the scale. I would spin for an hour, 4 days a week. I would do weightlifting classes 3 days a week, and I just wasn't seeing the scale budge. I had gotten down to about 200 pounds, and I wanted more. I still was not happy with my body, with myself. And so at the time I was doing classes at the gym, I was working from home, and when I decided that I was going back to an office, I got a really good offer from a company that I had worked for previously in a different role. I went back to an office, and so I couldn't leave my 2 little dogs at home when I'm going to the gym after I had a 35-minute commute one way. So I had to find something that was going to fit into my lifestyle. And my girlfriend was an ER nurse at the time, so she had the crazy shift of, 3 days on, 4 days off, and so we knew that we needed something to do at home. And one of the girls that she worked with in the ER at the time, she's in an office now too, showed her this online platform chock full of these workouts. So she brought it over one night, and we did this workout, and it was the same cute little blonde chick from the 6 set of DVDs that I had bought years before that had helped me get off the 60 pounds. And it was like, we call it the Netflix of workouts, but it was basically a platform with literally like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of workouts, each within a program. And so the next day I signed up for my subscription. We completed a 90-day program. And at the time I didn't even know that there was nutrition, but for the first time in my life, I stuck to a 90-day program and I felt so good. The workouts were long. They were anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. And I was feeling really accomplished. We never skipped a workout. We never cheated. Like, we did the entire program. And so probably about a month into that 90-day heavy lifting program, I found a girl that I had worked with back in my radio days on Instagram. And she was actually a coach for Beachbody. And so we didn't know our coach that we were automatically assigned to. And so we transferred to have her be our coach. She was running an online accountability group, and she was giving prizes away every month. And it was just another way to, stay accountable. And I like to win stuff. I'm super competitive. And so that worked really well for me. So we completed this 90-day program. I actually went on to complete another month and a half of the same program. And about 4 months in total, she said, "Hey, why don't you think about becoming a coach?" I laughed out loud. I was like 186 pounds. I could not get any of this weight off. Like I said, I didn't know there was a nutrition plan, and I laughed out loud. She called me on the phone, and I'm like, who in the world would want me to be their coach? I was still drinking beer all the time. I was living on tater tots. I just didn't think that anyone would ever want to have me coach them when it came to health and fitness. Like, that was a joke to me. I didn't even really like to work out. I liked the feeling that it gave me when I did something that I had never tried before, the competitive, with myself kind of nature that I am. So anyway, I thought, you know what, the more, she kind of planted that seed, and the more I thought about it, about 6 weeks later, I really prayed about it, and I was like, you know what the heck, if one person can be blessed by this workout the way that I have been blessed, boom, I'm in. Okay, let's do it. What the heck? So March 14th of 2018, I signed up to be an online fitness coach, and my life has been forever changed. Pretty much since April of 2018, my life exploded. And I'm so grateful for coaching, because one of our daily vital behaviors is personal development. So read a book, listen to a podcast, and really focus on personal growth, because this business isn't easy. Yes, it's simple, but it's not easy. And you're building something from scratch. You're building your own online health and fitness business. So personal development was something that I gravitated to right away, because I knew that I didn't believe in myself enough to be a coach. I mean, I had laughed at my coach when she even suggested it. So I knew that I was going to really have to get over my own insecurities and find a way to help someone else understand that while I may not know everything or anything at that point, the platform does. The platform had all the answers. I was just completing a workout alongside them and making sure that they showed up every day for their own goals. So personal development is something I do to this day. I have a stack of personal development books. That's not included what is out on my coffee table in my living room. I have 2 stacks out there as well. So I'm all about reading. I'm all about listening to people who lift me up and fill my cup, because you can't pour from an empty cup. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So became a coach in March of 2018, and in April, my 18-year-old brother was caught in a domestic dispute between his parents, and he was shot with a shotgun, buckshot to his left quadricep. And so, long story short, I'm not going to go into all of that. He's okay. My dad got sober. My stepmom got sober. My dad got saved. He's been a completely different person for the first time in my entire life. We have a relationship the past 2 years. He's actually sober 2 years today. I have continuously found through this business, through personal development, through leading on this community, and really working on my relationship with Jesus Christ, that fitness is what brought me to these moments of healing. Since then, spending the majority of 2018 in Florida with my brother, only to come home to start hemorrhaging. That following October, November, I've had multiple surgeries. I ended up having a hysterectomy 7 weeks ago today. Not something I wanted, but physically my body just couldn't handle anymore, and emotionally, same thing. And if I didn't have this community, if I didn't have personal development, if I wouldn't have grown this close to God in my life, I wouldn't be here. And none of that would have happened without my coach saying to me, hey, I think that you would be really good at this. I think that you would love it. And she probably didn't even think at the time that I would be really good at it. She just saw I was posting on Instagram and Facebook, and she's like, hey, I'm doing the same thing that you're doing, and I'm making money and you're not. So like, hop on this bandwagon because it's amazing. And one thing that I have really learned in my time as a coach is that health, fitness, wellness is, I'm going to say 90% nutrition, 20% exercise, and 1,000,000% mindset. I know those numbers don't add up to 100, but I don't really follow rules. So that is just my take on it, because when you're not good in your mind, it doesn't matter what you try to do to fulfill your life. It's never going to be enough. What I work on with the ladies in my fit camp and the ladies on our team is that you have to love yourself at every stage of the journey, or nothing is ever going to be enough. And this isn't something that I'm perfect at. This isn't something that I have always known. I spent 15 years of my life binge drinking, partying, and, trying to find relationships with men to fulfill this void that I had, with my father. It was through personal development that I learned it was a ton of other things. If you follow me on social media at all, you know what those things are. Sexual assault, depression, anxiety, just all of these things that have overtaken my life that could have brought someone who didn't have the community and the faith and the personal development that I have had in my time as a coach. It would put a normal person probably in the nut house. It's why suicide is so rampant in our times these days. And this business has changed my life. It has completely altered everything. I have found my confidence. I have grown into a person that I didn't even know I had the capabilities to be. That's not saying I'm perfect. I know that I'm not. I know I'm far from perfect. I know that I need God's grace every single day to take me through every single day. Some days I ask for it 10,000 times. Some days I don't even remember to ask for it. I'm not saying that this journey has been perfect for me. It's been the absolute opposite of perfect for me. But I still have someone to show up for every day. One, him, me, my girls, my team, my fit camp. And if you think that you have to have all of it together to be a coach, that's your first misconception. People don't want a coach that has all their crap together. They want someone that they can relate to. And one thing that I have found overall in this business is that anyone can do what I do. It is just committing to personal growth, to consistency, to showing up for the people in your fit camp, to showing up for the people in your team, and just really finding the courage to know that God built us all with a purpose. And my purpose isn't necessarily fitness, but it's mindset and it's growth, it's health and it's healing. And fitness becomes a component of that, but really health and healing and faith is the true purpose of my business. It's the purpose of my life. And I'm grateful for you being here, letting me share this with you. And I hope that you will continue on to video number 2, where I talk more specifically about what we actually do as an online health and fitness coach. So take care, have a great day, and God bless.